We stay swishing, 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 swishing. Rise up, stay swishing, 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 swishing. Will in every jumper with a flick of wrist. Never a doubt, a fear of miss. Anyone sleeping on my shots get fits. Cause every shot do nets, do rips. Cards, hearts, darts, rewards, smarts, sharks. Hello! This is episode 28 of your favorite
Yabaseli.
Of your favorite podcast's favorite podcast.
Yabaseli.
I am the man with the hot hand. Not too much.
I'm trying to name players that were numbered 28. Yabaseli.
Was Daniel Tice 28 or was he 27?
I don't know. 28. Such a weird number.
I can't think of any.
There's probably a really important one out there that I can't remember right now.
Not too much, though.
Anyway, not the point. I've been slacking on Dimer of the Week, so I'm going to bring you one this week.
It's about time.
His name is not necessarily his actual name. It's just his middle name, I guess you could say. Wardell Stephen Curry, Dimer of the Week.
That was
brought to you by Dime.
That was a lazy pick.
That was not a lazy pick. He's been scoring like crazy lately, and he put the Knicks to sleep. They're 11-1 in the Jimmy era when he's playing.
So wouldn't that be Butler as the Dimer of the Week then?
No. It's Curry. He's been playing more. Anyway, my segment, not yours.
Right.
It rolls right into my next segment.
Stop calling it segments. Topics.
It's a segment for me. All right.
Be a pro.
Tell me what these 6 players have in common, and if you can't get it, I'll just say it anyway. Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Eric Gordon, Jeff Doughton, Ricky Council, and Lonnie Walker. What do they have in common?
Sixer.
Besides that.
Out.
What do you mean out?
They're not playing today?
Or
whenever the next game is?
Some of them are playing. That's not it.
Bum?
Besides that.
Washed?
Besides that.
Can't shoot.
Besides that. I'll give it to you straight. These guys are not the alphas. They are juniors or thirds or fourths. You got Paul George Jr. He is a junior of his dad, Paul George. Kelly Oubre Jr.
Stop,
another junior. Eric Gordon Jr. His dad's name is Eric Gordon. Jeff Doughton Jr. Another junior.
Not too much.
You got Ricky Council the fourth. He has multiple brothers and dad named Ricky Council. He is the fourth epitome of the Ricky Councils. Then you got Lonnie Walker the fourth.
Yeah.
That is why the Sixers are not alphas. They got a bunch of juniors and fourths on their team.
That doesn't answer the question of why Embiid is a bum.
Unfortunately, he's not a junior, and he actually is an alpha, and so is Maxey.
No, he's not.
And McCain.
No, he's not.
Did you know Paul George was a junior?
No, stop.
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
Did you know Eric Gordon was a junior?
No. What does that have to do with anything?
It's just a crazy coincidence of why the Sixers are not alphas this year.
I'm supposed to be the mind you guy.
I don't need... That's
Don't
why it's a
steal my
segment.
thunder.
That's why it's a segment.
Stop.
Mind you of the week.
Stop it. Stop it.
Mind you of the week. Brought to you by Dime. All right, back to release.
All right, so you got your 5 minutes of glory on the main stage. We are now back live and direct with some realness here. Now, a lot of things have been happening injury-wise in the NBA as we move toward very close to the playoffs being started. Teams are starting to rest some guys, which I am not enjoying, so this has been really tough to talk about news and action in the NBA this week. As you guys know, we didn't put out an episode last week. Not sure why.
Busy.
Very busy. But anyway,
I have a part segment after you get done with yours.
the realness is here. We don't have to worry about calling things segments in my world. We just talk, which is what a podcast should be. It should not
Podcasts have segments to their show.
It should not be forced topics. It should
It's
be a
not
natural
forced.
flow. And I am bringing you the words that go. Now, a lot of things
Give me this mic.
A lot of things have been happening
Get
in
to
the
the
world of
point.
release.
Get to the point.
And we don't have a Mind You of the Week for me this week. But we do have 3/9/25 has come and passed. Am I allowed to move forward with anything regarding any docs or beers?
Give me the mic. Alright, so he doesn't watch basketball. We all know this already.
College basketball is intensifying. Let's talk college.
I have another sport that he
St. John's.
might know something about.
Rick Pitino.
So, the NHL trade deadline, I believe, just passed, or maybe it's about to pass.
This isn't a hockey show.
I know, but it ties into basketball eventually. I'll get to it. So, the Maple Leafs traded for this guy named Scott Lawton, and they just traded for him yesterday, or like maybe the day before that. And he already cleared his physical and was ready to play like the following day after that, and he like had to fly out or whatever to their game. Why is it that NHL process is a lot quicker than NBA? And NBA you have to like do all these things to get players ready to play and cleared, and hockey's like arguably more physical, and they clear the next day.
One response. As mentioned before, the NBA is full of divas and wusses.
But it's the league, though. The league's doing these physicals and clearing players to play. When people get traded, they have to wait at least a game, usually. You rarely see them being ready the next day. Like, I don't understand how hockey...
I don't think it's the league.
So it's the players just not being mentally ready?
Possibly.
Interesting.
I'm not really sure, like, everything that happens during a trade, but the fact that it could be a different sport where they're then basically the next day, the next game that comes up, they could be ready. Why can't any other sport do that?
That is what I'm curious about.
I mean, I get it with football because you have to have, like, full contact stuff and
You actually have plays.
you have, like, complex plays and playbooks to learn. But the NBA, I mean, is it really that complex to know, like, everyone runs the same offense styles?
Yep. And many players have said it, like, live on air that everyone plays basically the same, just with different vocabulary. Like, all you have to learn is the vocabulary. And everyone runs the same defenses, usually. You don't see anything crazy.
Yeah, I mean, most defenses are drop coverage or they do switches.
Have you ever seen the show Stump the Schwab?
Yeah.
You remember what that's about?
Yeah, it was about some guy named the Schwab on ESPN, and random people would have to go and beat him in trivia.
Because he was.
Schwab?
Because he was.
Genius?
Yes, a super genius. I'm challenging all of you to stump the genius.
You're not a genius. Are you talking about me?
No, me. I'm the
Bad at
genius.
trivia. Everyone's sorry
Current
with
day
that.
NBA trivia, you have to stump the Schwab, which is me.
That's not Schwab.
Stump the genius.
No, you're a niche guy. You're not a genius.
What do you mean by that?
You only know one thing.
What do you mean by that?
Knowing current NBA is not genius. It's just being cultured.
It's not cultured, it's called watching the game and studying
That's
it.
not genius. Anybody could do that. You're just repeating what you see. Genius is knowing all the history. Genius is knowing random trivia that no one else knows. That is genius.
I know random trivia in today's game that no one knows.
That's not true.
You just know the history because you've been alive longer.
I know history before I even lived.
So have I.
Explain that.
So have
That
I.
has nothing to do with it. It is your priorities are misplaced.
Stump the genius.
Not a genius.
I'm ready for the next show. Stump the genius. Wasn't there another one on like the game channel where there was a genius that you have to get through? There's another one. I can't remember what the name was. Same type of thing though. Anyway, you have seen recently that two big name players have went down with a multi-week injury. One being one of your players, another one being LeBron. Very recently, last night of this recording. Any thoughts on that?
It just goes to show you that is why it is important to be ready if you're a bench player. Obviously, it is a long season, and my point of shortening the NBA season would be very beneficial to these guys because it seems like there's way too many injuries.
There was talks about not making the season shorter, but shortening the quarter minutes to like
No!
8 minutes a quarter.
Please don't. This is not 2K, guys. It is simple. Shorten the season. You'll get more focused play. More games will matter. Teams won't have to sit guys because...
You're a business guy.
Yeah, it's not about... They make enough money regardless. It's also creating more supply and demand. With less games, you get more demand for the tickets for the bad teams.
Do you think that their games televised on national TV stays the same still?
In that case, no. Obviously.
Do you think that randomly people are going to want to pay more money to like buy tickets?
Yeah. Yeah, again.
No, that's a no.
No, because if there's less games, there's less times that you could go. So the average fan doesn't go every day. They go like a couple times, maybe once a year. So obviously there's going to be a lot of people that want to go at the same time, and that could drive up the ticket prices. Business 101. Don't pretend to know.
They're going to lose money either way.
No, not
You
necessarily.
have to find another way to make up for that. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they would do that.
They're not a losing business, but they're a falling business, so they have to act.
What if at the start of the year teams all agree to play their G League and bench guys for the first 10 games?
Never happening.
What if that was like an NBA like rule change? You must
Don't disrespect the game. No. No. Stop it. That is a horrible idea. The opposite of what people want to see, too. They want to see the superstars play every night. Every night. Again, this is why I say shorten it. But enough about that. We've already talked in length.
But I have one more point with that. The preseason, do you care about stars not playing?
No.
What if those games counted? Would you care about stars playing?
Yeah, but that's not the point of a preseason.
Isn't it supposed to gear you up for the regular season? So why are they gearing up if they're playing guys that won't play?
Well, most guys do play. They just play less minutes. Do you ever watch games?
So you're saying that Tibbs isn't a bad coach for playing all these guys in so much minutes, but you're saying that preseason they don't have to play that much and it doesn't wear on them. So, like, are you standing with playing low minutes is better for them or playing high minutes is better for them?
I'm saying preseason doesn't mean the starters play all their minutes. It is so you could judge who makes what spot in the rotation, who makes the roster. So obviously, the guys who are mainstays are going to get less minutes. It is so you make decisions so they are ready to know what their rotation spot is at the beginning of the year, which may be subject to change, of course, but what does that have to do with Tibbs' coaching style? Because right now we have no bench.
Say it again.
We have no bench.
Oh, that's too funny for no reason. Knicks fan agrees he has no bench.
Yeah, how's that his fault?
He didn't mold his players
Mold players to what? They're trash.
into something like they could use. Like,
All right, you're gonna.
you
mold...
gotta have.
All right, give me this. You're gonna mold a 30-year-old campaign into something new?
No,
I don't think so.
you find his
no,
role.
I don't think so.
You find
Deuce
his-
McBride has been molded more and more every year,
You find these guys
and
roles.
he gets
you
minutes
know
off the bench.
You see what these guys are good
Oh,
at.
so 28-year-old Shamit, he's gonna be molded into something new.
No, you just play your
No.
role. You play your role.
He
what you're
hasn't
good
been
at.
showing up. He came in as a guy who was supposed to come in and hit threes off the bench. Guess what? Hasn't been happening.
He's washed, like I said, and you didn't agree.
So
with
how's
me.
that Tibbs' fault?
You got all these young guys you could mold.
Who are these young guys?
You had Sims, you had Dottie, you have
Sims is
Dottie,
trash.
You have Huckporty,
He's hurt.
you have Daisy.
We got a dog member joining us.
Off camera.
Dottier isn't ready. He's horrible at defense. That's
You
why he
get
doesn't
them
play.
ready. You need minutes to get ready.
Yeah,
If you
but
don't get your confidence,
that's
you're not
why
ready.
he's in G League, where he could truly develop with minutes.
Okay, but Bronny was dominating G League. Does that help
No,
him?
we're not talking about offensive game. We're talking about defense. Defense, defense, defense. That's why he doesn't play. Say less. Same with Kolick. Doesn't play that great defense. That
Exactly. You said he was going to be a rotation player, and I said nope.
I said by the end of the year, guess what? He is about to be. Say less.
By force.
Never said how.
By force.
Never said how. So that's our weekly Knicks segment. I just called it segment. Our weekly Knicks discussion.
I'm running out of topics.
So, as we carry on, you guys know we will be back with another show. And we go with the flow.
Why is your voice changing again?
Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. To the dock and the piers, what so proudly we failed, naming what is a dock or pier. And the boats red glare from the top of its sail, gave proof to the dock as it mounted to the dock. Is no pier.
All right,
What
that's
is
enough.
a pier
That's enough.
or dock?
Diamond
Gave
release.
proof to the
Like and subscribe
episode
and
28. We finally decided what a dock and pier is.
Peace.
Peace.